welcome to the show. Norm, thank you for coming to the show.
Yeah, it's great, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, this is great to have you here.
I like the donut prince, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Man has humility. He owns the joint. He could easily be the donut king.
Right, that's right. Yeah, it's
humility is a lost virtue, Tommy.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm going to have to ask him about that. I actually met the Donut Prince yesterday.
You did?
Yeah, I went down there and met him, and I asked him if it was all right if we spoke about his establishment on our television show.
Yeah.
Actually ran it past him.
Yeah.
He seemed pretty happy to have us talk about it, believe it or not.
Well, sure, he'd love that, man, unless he's a brutal prince.
Yeah, could be. It just was one of those things where, you know, there's all these old businesses in Los Angeles, and you enjoying the electronic cigarette, Norm? I gave you that.
I never had it.
Yeah, this is. I've been. You got to let go of the button though when you're not smoking it, or it'll blow up in your hand. It's a It's essentially a battery that will explode if you. The thing about that brand of electronic cigarette, not to go on and on about it, but if you put it in your back pocket and you sit on it, you'll feel it starting to burn a hole in your ass. Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever had the experience, you don't smoke, but a pack of matches suddenly igniting inside of your...
that actually happens?
Sure, it happens quite frequently amongst common smokers. You know Machiavelli?
Mm-hmm, sure, yeah. Yep.
In his later days, he became a big fat pig. And all he wanted to do was eat, and he wrote a famous treatise on power by eating. It was called the Donut Prince.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, the Donut Prince would fake his own death to hide from his enemies in a pile of cronuts or something like that, right?
This network is owned by Mark Cuban.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
And an interesting side note: I did a show called The Sports Show, and Mark Cuban liked it and wanted to do it on his network, which was at a different name at that point.
Yeah, HD Net. Yeah.
And I love my favorite team because my son's favorite team is the Dallas Mavericks.
Right, absolutely.
And I don't know basketball. I'm from Canada, like you.
Yeah.
Well, you don't know basketball.
No, you know a lot about sports, though.
I do know a lot about sports.
You're a big sports fan.
But I would not pick the Dallas Mavericks. But my son loved them. And my son was very angry at Mark Cuban because the Mavericks had a shot at Deron Williams. And, you know, everyone was trying to woo him.
Yeah.
And when Deron Williams went to Dallas to meet the Mavericks ownership, Mark Cuban was here in L.A. getting makeup done for their Shark Tank.
Okay, all right. So you're trying to get me fired right now is what you're saying. Is that what it
No, God bless Mark Cuban. I love him.
Well,
I love a guy that's with his team. He's in the stands. He's cheering on his, you know, he's a fan, that guy.
Absolutely.
He's a fan. He treats his players like no other owners treat their, you know, he's like the like Jerry Jones.
He's been very supportive of this little show here.
Oh,
He's
he has?
sent me many encouraging emails.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So now you are doing a great new television show now, a podcast, a video podcast.
Yes.
Norm MacDonald Live.
I did it for a while, Tommy. Mm-hmm. You were on it. You were kind enough to be a guest.
Yeah.
And you know what? Here's how good it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a TV show.
Right.
And Entertainment Weekly ranked it as the third best TV show.
That's amazing.
Isn't that incredible?
But it is a TV show.
Yes, I do it as a TV show. I do it like you're doing this. This is on a TV network. But I do it as a TV show that goes to, you know, the internet. So it's a video podcast, but it's not one of these where you get two comedians talking about some shit nobody knows anything about.
Right, like this.
No. I think we're pretty accessible.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But I think some of these comedy podcasts are so, you know, they're like, and now we're doing the full hour with a guy that's been on Parks and Rec for 3 months.
There's a lot of podcasts. This one is you've got great guests.
We do comedy.
You had Larry King on.
We had the great Larry King.
Now, when you had Larry King on, did you asked or had there's some shocking subject matter I find that were you trying to shock Larry a little bit or?
Well, Larry King said that he was very frightened of death, and of course you take a shot of him saying that, and he looks like he's about a week away. You know, it's like a skeleton telling you he's afraid of death.
Yeah.
And he's like, ah. So, and he didn't believe in God. So I was trying to. I know it's very stylish nowadays to not believe in God. You know, it's the thing to do.
Right.
And especially in comedy, you know. And I stay away from that sort of thing in comedy because I find comedy should be funny.
Right. Absolutely. You know,
like imagine in the old days, you go, hey, what do you think of religion, Lou Costello?
but death is something that is a big theme in your comedy, though. Death itself.
Death is, yes, because this is. You want me to tell you why, Tommy?
Yes.
Because I did stand-up, as you know, in Ottawa, and I was talking about stuff, and Sammy Kinison came, you know, to Canada, and he wasn't famous or nothing. And he took a liking to me, and he took me across the country. And it was the greatest time I ever had. And I was talking about, you know, I had a good act. And Sam said to me one time, he goes, you got good jokes, man. He goes, but I noticed you talk about dogs and shit. And he's like, are you really interested in dogs? And I had, at the time, about a 25-minute bit on dogs. And I was like, no, I don't give a fuck about dogs.
Right.
And he said, well, why don't you just talk about what you're interested in? So from then on, it became death.
Right. Death was the... Do you think about death more than your average person?
I don't know what the average person thinks. I think, you know, it's always on their mind. You know what I mean? But I will ruminate about it, you know, for long, long periods. Of course, to no purpose or to no avail. You know what I mean? It's worthless. But I got some material about it. But anyways, I did it in my stand-up special, and now that's gone, so I can move on.
Yeah.
That's what I'm like. I just think about stuff for stand-up, and then I get caught on one subject for a long period of time, and then once I've exhausted that subject, I'm free now in my life not to think about death.
Cool. Well, we'll talk more about. I want to talk more about the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
We'll take our first commercial break here
Awesome, Tommy.
of the show, and we'll be taking calls on Skype. So give us a call here on the internet using Skype, and we'll be back with Norm MacDonald. Stick around. Selling them. Yeah. We're back with Norm MacDonald, and let's take a Skype call from one of our callers, since we've asked people to call, and they're calling. You're on the air with Norm MacDonald. Do you have a question? Go ahead, sir, with your question. Yeah.
Hey, Norm.
Hi, how are you?
Tom. Good, and you?
Good, good.
Happy New Year.
Well, that was an easy question.
Yeah.
Happy New Year's.
Don't get nervous. I know you're on live television. You're a little nervous, but just go ahead and ask the question now that we've, you know, told you all we were going to do this in the break, and let's do it now, okay?
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Norm, what's your favorite sport to bet on?
My favorite sport to bet on is football, professional football. But it's the worst sport to bet on. And what's your name?
Jay.
Jay, I'll tell you the reason that football is the hardest sport to predict. Because the ball ain't round.
Sure.
You understand that concept, right?
Yeah.
Like a basketball is round. It's shot, it goes into a hoop. A baseball is round. It hit, it goes somewhere. A football is not round, and when it's lost, it goes everywhere. And it's like a sling, and that's why don't bet professional football. Don't be like me.
What about golf? You bet on golf?
I do bet on golf because you can't get a rounder ball.
Yeah. All right, well, there's your answer, caller. Thanks for calling. Appreciate it.
Hey, thanks, Tom.
Yeah.
Go Pats.
Yeah, now you know, right? So, do you take calls on the show on your
No. We tried, but you have it down to a science. But mine, it was like when you did your show at your house. And so we'd do an hour show. We'd take one Skype caller, and we'd be 58 minutes into the show.
Yeah, exactly.
So it didn't work out. But you seem to have finally figured it out.
So I wanted to ask you, so you've got all this time on the show. Now, it's not like television. You can go on for hours if you want. And you're somebody that's never really shied away from saying what you feel about things. And we're living in this crazed media culture now where people are always apologizing for every word that comes out of their mouth. Do you ever worry that you might say something that you can't take back, or that you regret?
I did one thing, because they'll jump on things, as you know, and take things out of context and so forth, you know. And so I was on the Larry King show. I don't know if you've done that yet.
On his internet show?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did once, yeah. That was pretty cool.
I love Larry King.
Yeah.
So he asked me my views on science, because he called me a Christian comedian, which is like, what the hell fuck does that mean? You know, it sounds like I'm opening for Joel Osteen or something like that. And so that's the problem. You call a person a Christian, now all of a sudden it's a bad, you know, it's like calling a person a retard or something.
Right.
So anyways, I told him, I said, I don't think that much is science. I said, for instance, DNA. I don't know anything about DNA. What am I? I'm just a nightclub comic. So I said, if there was a guy that was going to jail or going to the death house, and the evidence against him was DNA, and I was in the jury, I'd vote him innocent, because 15 years from now they could go, we're wrong.
Right. Yeah.
So I said that. Then in the fucking somewhere in I see an article, Christian comedian Norm MacDonald doesn't believe in science.
Well, you know, it's sort of what happened, though, I guess, right? Yeah. OJ was the one that really was the reason that DNA really became the big, I don't know.
I'll tell you something about OJ.
Yeah.
And how on Twitter you can get not in trouble, because who the fuck cares what these retards say? But I'm saying on Twitter, I said yesterday, I put a post up, I said, you know, my heart goes out to OJ and his family for his health issues. Mm-hmm. And God bless. And people got very angry at me, you know. And they're like, fuck OJ, you know. And like, there's another virtue that's gone, Tommy. Pity. Whatever happened to pity?
Yeah.
Do we have to hate everybody?
Yeah, people, probably your fans especially, were maybe surprised to hear it coming from you, considering some of the things you used to say about OJ on Weekend Update.
Well, yeah, because I was against OJ for committing double murder.
Yeah. One of the great lines in the history. Yeah.
But I am not against OJ for getting brain cancer.
Yeah, no. Right? No, it's perfectly...
No, I feel sorry for the man. Yeah. My God.
And that's true, he does have brain cancer. Is that true? Or I saw that on the cover of the Inquirer.
I don't know. Then I heard that he may have made it up.
Yeah.
But you know, of course, if a man has brain cancer and he's going to die in prison, how could you feel anything but pity for him?
That was one of the great lines in the history of Saturday Night Live, your line, when after OJ was found innocent. Murder is now legal in the state of California.
Yes, that's right, yeah.
Yeah. There was quite a bit of a backlash to that at the time, was there? Or?
I got fired.
Yeah.
You know what I found interesting? You know, you look back at your career and you go, what the fuck did I do wrong? I'm, you know, sitting here with Tom Green on a show owned by a basketball owner. No, sometimes you go, what did I do?
Yeah.
You know?
I hear you.
Why can't I get one?
I ask myself that question all the time.
Sure, right?
You know, we do, you know, when you do outrageous comedy and you're trying to get a reaction, and sometimes you push the envelope maybe further than when you get older, you think, oh, should I have said that? Yeah. Should I have done that? Do you actually think that those type of thoughts?
I came out because I was like, this is weird, I'm not getting jobs, you know? And I thought after I got fired from Weekend Update, everyone supported me.
Yeah.
You know, everyone was very supportive of me. But then I thought afterwards, like if you were a network president, you go, hey, do I really want to hire that guy Norm, who, if all of a sudden I fire him, he fucking ruins my life. You know, because Don Ohlmeyer fired me and lost his job and never worked again like a year later.
Right.
It had nothing to do with me.
It sort of had become a personal thing in the press, at least.
It had. The press, you know what? The press has a narrative. And the narrative in that story, I got fired from Saturday Night Live. Now, before I got fired, there was nobody fucking saying how great I was. There was nobody in the press doing big articles on me.
Well, I think Chevy Chase said that you were the
best. This was after.
Best weekend update anchor
Chevy
since
Chase
him.
did say that, but this was after I got fired. Now, after I got fired by a big, fat network executive chomping on a big cigar in Los Angeles, and here I was, this guy at 12 o'clock doing 5 minutes of comedy, right? So the press has to make a story. They love stories. So he's the bad guy. He's the evil guy, right? So if you got a bad guy, you have an evil guy, you got to have a good guy. You got to have a great guy. So they made up that I was a great guy. That I was,
and you also happened to be a great guy, and it was unjustified.
That was entirely coincidental.
Well, does things like that, do they surprise you when you come to America from Canada? And
I'm very naive.
Yeah, did you really? No,
about show business.
Yeah,
or at least I was.
Well, I felt that way when I went on MTV. I had no clue what the hell was going on. And then I did a bunch of goofy stuff like getting drunk on the Tonight Show, and the next day you sort of wake up and everyone's saying, "Why'd you get drunk on the Tonight Show?" And I was like, "Well, I was just trying to be crazy."
Right.
Yeah, so
the worst thing that ever happened to me, I never told anybody this, but a week after I left Saturday Night Live, I got a call from Rob Burnett. You know who he is?
Sure, yeah.
So
David Letterman's producer.
Yeah, he was the producer of David Letterman. He said, "I got some bad news for you." And I said, "What?" And he goes, "You're not getting the 12:30 slot." And I didn't know I was up for the 12:30 slot.
Okay.
And he goes, "We're giving it to Craig Kilborn."
Wow.
And I was like, "Huh?" Like nobody told me I was up for it.
Wow. Okay.
And then I said, "Why'd you have to tell me? Like, if you'd never told me, I wouldn't have fucking known."
Yeah.
And then he says, "Dave fought for you, but Les Moonves said no, he wants Kilborn." And I was like, "God damn, you don't have to tell anybody ever, fuck it."
Sure.
You can keep some shit to yourself.
Yeah. Well.
Then I'm trying to sleep that night.
Yeah. Well.
On my pillow.
Yeah. Well, now you're doing the show now though, and
it's all come full.
Yeah, that's great.
That's true. Now that I've never looked at it that way. I lost the 12:30 slot, but if I hadn't lost the 12:30 slot, it wouldn't have lent me to do a podcast.
Yeah. Worldwide. It's worldwide.
When one door opens.
Yeah.
How does that go? When one door closes.
We'll be right back. Stick around.
Right,
we're with
baby.
Norm Macdonald. We'll be right back. And we're back with Norm Macdonald and Rob Ford.
Rob Ford. Another tweet I put out that got incredible backlash. Can't say anything nice about anybody.
Can't say anything nice about the crack-smoking mayor or a convicted murderer. Yeah.
Well, you can't equate those two, you know, because we've all made mistakes with different substances through our lives and whatever.
Sure.
And I like Rob Ford. I actually wonder what you think of this, Schneider. Rob Ford, I wonder if he is doing Chris Farley.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We are, of course, talking to our producer, our executive
the
producer
great
here.
John Schneider.
John Schneider, Rob's brother, who you've worked,
Schneider's brother.
You've worked with.
Or I call Rob John Schneider's brother.
Yes.
So wherever you look at it.
You've worked with Rob Schneider on many Rob Schneider movies. Were those fun, the Rob Schneider movies?
John as well.
Yeah.
I've worked, oh yes. They've actually been my favorite movies. I love Sandler, but Rob has always given me such leeway in movies to do what I want. And my favorite one, I think, was The Animal, where I was in the mob, and he just let me keep talking. And Deuce Bigelow 2, European Gigolo, where he had me play an old coal mining gigolo.
So do you think Rob Ford is purposely putting on the Chris Farley, mayor of Toronto?
Well, because he has the moves down so down pat, you know, that it almost looks like.
It almost can't be real.
Physically, it looks like an impression. Yeah. But no, listen, I don't know anything about local Toronto politics anymore. You know, I used to know about him. No.
Now, I find that surprising because I've heard you say that you don't follow politics, and people are often surprised that you don't follow politics, given that you were the host of Weekend Update.
Yes, they are, yeah. But I feel like politics are just gossip, really, and, you know, it's pretty easy to tell who to vote for, usually. And also, I think because we come from Canada. You know, I don't know if people know the parliamentary system, but here, everything's so important. Like if you vote for the wrong guy, a war might happen. Yeah. You're in Canada, it's like, what's the big, you know,
the cost
issue?
of maple syrup might go up.
Cost of maple syrup might go up, yeah. And then we have this thing, I don't know if Americans are going to understand this, but you don't vote for the prime minister, you vote for a guy in your riding.
Yeah.
So you vote for this guy, and he goes out and he goes, we're going to fix that bridge that in Vanier, you know, and you go, I'll vote for this motherfucker because that bridge is shit.
Yeah.
And so you vote for him, and then he gets in the House of Parliament, and then he gets up and goes, hey, what about that bridge? And they go, what the fuck are you talking about? And he's like, I'll sit down.
But your brother is one of the big political
yes, he knows
correspondents of Canada.
Yes, he is.
Neil MacDonald.
Yes, and as you know, CBC and BBC both are very serious journalistic. It's not like here.
Yeah.
It's gotten ridiculous in America, where it's just people yelling at each other. But in Canada, they really are, you know, serious journalists.
Yeah, and your brother, one of the most respected journalists in Canada.
Yeah.
And you parody the news. Have you ever thought about how that happened, or why you chose to go these two very distinct, separate ways, but still working in entertainment business? You know.
Well, do you consider the news entertainment? I guess it is
like
now.
Maybe these days. Yeah.
Less so in America. Less so in Canada, though.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Maybe, and I haven't watched Canadian news in a
business,
while.
I guess I meant the television business.
Yes. That would be a good question for Dan Rather.
Dan Rather's on the show next week. Yeah, you can call him on Skype. Let's take a call on Skype right now for Norm. You're on the air with Norm MacDonald. Go ahead with your question, sir.
Is this me now?
Yeah, that's you. Go ahead and ask Norm your question.
And can I call you Norm?
Yeah. Right?
Sounds Canadian.
Yeah.
All right. Well, tell you what. I'm just wondering, Norm, and I'm not trying to, you know, whatever. But what are you most proud of in your career, man?
I'm only really proud of one thing. What's your name?
My name's Connor.
Well, Corner.
Connor, but close.
I'm only really proud of stand-up. Everything else I've done has just been an accident that came from stand-up. You know, I've never auditioned for anything that I got. You know, I suck at acting, and but my stand-up, I'm very, 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 very proud of stand-up, and I'm ashamed of almost everything else.
No, but
no, I like this interview right now.
Well, that's cool, man.
Stand-up and this interview.
I mean, when I was just a kid in Canada, that was when I discovered stand-up comedy.
Yes.
Going to Yuck Yucks.
Yes.
And you would, you know, we're not yet on television in America at that point, but touring, and we actually have a clip of you from the early days at Yuck Yucks. Let's have a quick look at that.
It sounds awful.
A clip. An early clip, probably 25, 30 years old.
I always wanted to be a trucker, you know? And of course I can't be a trucker because I don't have my driver's license. You know? It makes the resume look pretty skimpy, you know, as soon as I say that. don't even get to the hobbies after they see that you don't have your license, you know? Too bad, too, because my hobby's collecting little trucks. But I always wanted to be a trucker, you know? Driving a big truck. They're very intimidating, though, when you're in a car. You ever be behind a big truck full of trembling logs right in front of you? Holy cow. Sometimes you see those trucks where the cargo of the truck will be just wrecked cars. Just a bunch of wrecked cars. You go, holy cow, man, I hit this guy, I won't even notice. It's become part of the haul. 6 months later, oh, there's a guy in this one. Yeah, could you let me out already? I got a kink.
How's it feel to look at that? Do you remember that? Remember that bit?
I don't remember the bit, but it makes me feel bad looking at it because I don't like it. Because, you know, it takes so long to be good at not at anything, but specifically at stand-up. And when you look at old stand-up, it's not a lot of fun because I'm sure it's like that with everything. I'm sure like Picasso was like, what the fuck is this shit? Fucking nose looks like a nose.
Yeah, yeah.
What was I thinking? But
how old were you there in that clip?
and my voice was way up high.
Yeah.
You know, I used to freeze with fear, and my voice, my voice would be normal, and then as soon as I got on stage, my voice, something happened to it. And do you notice my voice is high and
Yeah, I've
odd?
noticed actually in some of your older clips that you are speaking a higher.
Yeah. Decibel.
Yes. Yeah. Well, you know, that's those were the.
You know, I'll tell you something interesting, and John Schneider's part of this story too, but in such a small way, I should never have brought it up. But when you decided you were going to be a stand-up, and you called it a return to stand-up, but let's be honest, you were never a stand-up
no, just
before.
Sort of, not really, no. Did amateur night at Yuck Yucks.
I would say 5 years ago you started.
Yes.
Was that right?
Yeah, about that, yeah.
And I remember you talking about it with me on the on your show, your previous show. You went down. I was doing, I believe, the Irvine Improv, and you said, "Could I do a spot?"
Yeah.
Johnny came down with you. You went on stage, and I gotta say, I'd never seen a guy go on stage that in command of the audience. You went on, you bounded on stage with complete control of the audience. And I didn't know that you really worked with audiences before that.
Yeah.
Did you? I mean, I know you would go on the street, and that's a
just
that's
more,
an audience
more
too.
the audience on the TV show and you know, the
But that's
studio
an
audience.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's different.
Yeah.
I mean, I always feel like a studio audience is in on it.
Well,
they're in on it. Like these, you got a studio audience here, a small one. They're in on it.
Yeah.
They're with us. They're not going to heckle us. But you know, you go on you go and do stand-up, and these motherfuckers will tear you apart. You don't get a laugh for 5 minutes. They hate your guts.
Yeah.
When I started writing, you know, I got a job on Roseanne. You know, a great show. And I'd look at the script, I go, well, every fucking joke's gonna bomb. That's what I tell people.
Yeah.
I go, nothing's gonna work, because I was comparing it to stand-up.
Sure.
Whereas if I went up with these jokes in stand-up, I'd have no chance.
Right.
And so that's what I love about stand-up so much. The quality of the material has to be so high. Or if it's not the quality of the material, it's the showmanship, you know, which I think you excel at.
Well,
and I remember when you
very nice of you to say.
When you first started, you were going, oh, let's do crazy shit. Like I get a call from Tempe, and I go, is Tom's there this week? Go, that crazy motherfucker's out on Main Street wearing an aluminum suit and shit, and getting people to march.
For some reason, I thought when I started touring that maybe if I asked my audience to show up and wrap tinfoil around their head before the show, that might help with ticket sales.
Yeah.
It's sort of.
And I think I saw on YouTube, because I always follow you, you know.
Yeah.
You know I always follow you.
Yes.
And I think I saw you and a bunch of motherfuckers jumping into a swimming pool in a Holiday Inn.
Right, yeah, in St. Louis. Yeah, no, I've been loving it on the road. Okay, we're going to talk more about life on the road, stand-up comedy with Norm MacDonald, taking your calls. We'll be right back after the break. Stick around. We're back. We're here in the studio with Norm MacDonald. We're taking your calls, and we have
I'd like to say one thing before we take a call. Mark Cuban, who owns this network, I predicted on Twitter, and it was a long shot prediction, that he would win the championship 3 years ago. And he did.
Yep.
And I took my son, we're the biggest fans ever, to Dallas and watched, and he's a great man. And I thought at the time I should have put him on the sports show so I could go and be backstage and all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you should
But maybe because I'm on this show.
Maybe you should do a sports show here on this network.
He offered me that.
Yeah, you should do it.
Yeah. But yeah.
Okay, well, we have a...
maybe just a Dallas Mavericks sports show.
Yeah. We have a surprise call here from Epic Mealtime.
I love Epic Mealtime.
Harley Morenstein and Adam Sand are on the
these guys are
phone.
awesome.
Hey, Harley, how are you, man?
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Long time no see, buddy.
Yeah, are you in Los Angeles right now?
No, I'm in Canada.
Okay,
where
yeah.
I belong.
It looks like Canada, actually.
Looks like
Yeah, very Canadian basement.
it's what an American would say. I'm in Canada. What fucking city are you in?
From Montreal.
Oh, beautiful city. Goddamn.
So
I was born in Quebec City.
I know.
You know that?
I know all about you, Norm.
Goddamn.
So have
I've
you
read
guys
your
met
Wikipedia
before?
page.
Have you met
Moments
Norm before?
before.
Do you guys know each other?
No, but Norm said my name once. I heard him say it on the computer.
I love Epic Mealtime.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Epic
yeah.
Mealtime loves you. You
Oh.
guys should come on Epic Mealtime together or alone, however you want.
No,
but
that'd
either
be
way,
fun.
both of you.
So are you shooting new
I
episodes?
only work with Tom now.
Yeah, we're gonna do a new
Like the
comedy.
Smothers Brothers.
Yeah.
I like that. We should do a nice Canadian edition.
Yeah.
So Harley, do you have a question for Norm or anything?
Yeah, well, I actually thought that I would pass my question along to my buddy Adam over here because he's been dying to ask this question.
Yeah, I've been dying to ask this all night.
All right, go ahead.
He advised me to ask this specific question.
That's not true. I don't even know what he's gonna ask.
But yeah, basically, number one, I'm a big fan of the sports show, Norm.
Oh,
I had a lot of fun
thanks.
watching that, and also the YouTube videos. And I wanted to know the chances of you and Arty getting back together and doing a second Dirty Work.
Oh my God! I wrote a script for it, where Arty needs a heart.
Is this a real project that is in the works?
Well, I want to do it, and Arty wants to do it, and Chevy Chase wants to do it, and Chris Farley's dead.
Yeah. Yes. Well, Arty was here recently. We had a great time
I
on the
saw
show.
him.
Yeah.
I've watched every one of your shows, Tom.
Yeah, I know. I appreciate that. That's.
I read Arty's book. Oh my God, it was punishingly good.
Yeah. Now, when you're friends with Arty, did you know the extent of what was going on? That was.
It wasn't going on when I knew him.
Yeah.
But later I got in trouble because I said, well, I think he should be off the show, Stern, because what I was worried about was he was becoming like a joke, because Arty's really, really funny. And I was like, you can't be the butt of the joke, you know? And you can't be famous as a substance abuser, because then everybody in the country is enabling you. You know what I mean? And I went to the Canyon Club and saw him perform in the midst of his problems, and it's just crazy audiences yelling, Stern Show audiences, you know. They're not built for listening to stand-up comedy.
Yeah. Well, it's great that he's doing good now, though. So this is.
He's doing fantastic. Yeah, he got a real good show there on. I don't know if it's maybe
on DirecTV.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a competition.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is competition?
No, I don't think so. No. I don't think so. I don't think we think of it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just. Yeah, not at all. No, you can say it. It's on DirecTV. Can I say it, Michelle? Okay.
I love how we're
Yeah, I
plugging
hope so,
a
Michelle.
fucking guy that's not even here.
Yeah, exactly. I'm plugging someone else's show.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Well, anyways, we're gonna let's take a quick commercial break. We're gonna be back with one more block. The hour went by too fast.
Too fast,
Too
man.
fast. But
You'll
we
have
still
to have me back next season.
Absolutely. We have a little time left. With
When
Norm
is
Macdonald.
next season?
Stick
3
around.
weeks from now?
Yes, absolutely. But it's the first show of the second season right now. Absolutely. We'll be back. We're back. This has been a lot of fun as always.
It went so fast.
We know it's by not over yet. We still
How
have.
many times have you interviewed me?
We've done that. Well, you know, on the web show, you used to come up to my house and do the web show many times.
Yeah. Then you did a podcast with Kevin Smith.
Yeah. I wanted, you know, because some of those shows would become just more like a free-form kind of craziness type of thing. You know, remember the night the mountain was on fire and we were just singing about
there was a mountain on fire.
Yeah.
And you used to send up fucking UFOs and shit.
Yeah, we would launch UFOs. I have often thought about that, thinking that was probably some sort of an FAA illegal act of some sort, launching helium-filled UFOs off of the deck. But what I wanted to ask you, because
those were the days.
Still, this is an interview. At the end of the day, I am interviewing you, right?
Yes, sir.
So when you got to perform, and I've talked to you about this before, in front of the President of the United States at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, did you get nervous?
I didn't get nervous about the president or any of that shit. What I got nervous about is before we went, and he was showing us all the motherfucking shit, and the podium where you stand is bulletproof.
Okay.
And there's men everywhere with guns and shit. And it made me realize that the presidency, like if I was elected president, the first thing I'd say is, I quit.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to do all my speeches from here in this compound underneath the earth.
Sure, sure.
From now on.
So you feel the security
on
presence.
account of some motherfucker shoot me.
Right.
And these guys aren't shot by, you know, anybody. You know, listen, if you're willing to lay down your life, like it says in Line of Fire, starring Rene Russo, you catch my drift. That's the only thing that I was afraid of.
We have a clip from this.
From the presidency?
From the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
It's very inspiring to see President Clinton up here on crutches making a speech. I mean, I thought that was just amazing, you know. I mean, it's been difficult for the president. You know, he can't jog now, and he needs help getting around, and he's still, you know, occasionally suffers great pain, you know. On the upside, you got your medical marijuana, so that's, you know. You must inhale, sir. It's the only way you're going to get better. It's...
I hope I have time to tell this quick story.
Yes,
how much time we got?
We've got a lot of time.
So after you go in a big room and the president comes in, be 200 people in the room, right? And he's going through with his wife. Now he looks like a big fucking stoner, big red face, happy as hell, and you want to meet him. His wife, the most sour-looking bitch you ever laid eyes on. So anyways, he's walking, he's talking to every guy, and I'm like, this is fucking weird. I wonder what he's talking to everybody about. I wouldn't know how to do that. Talk to every single person as he moves. And so at the time, I had a sandwich and a pickle and everything. So he's walking by me, and Lori Joe, who's here, was with me, and walks by, and he shakes my hand. You're kind of in shock meeting someone that famous, you know? And he said to me, he said, I see you're eating a pickle. And he moved on. Right. And I was like, that's the coolest motherfucker I ever met. And then late at night, I woke up like in the movies, in a cold sweat, and I was like, that fucker just asked me about a pickle.
Yeah. That's basically what he does. He goes around probably just says the first thing.
He sees something, yeah.
Yeah.
So he'd see you, he'd go, nice shirt, you know, move on to the next guy.
But that's got to be a great feeling to be able to look at that piece of video and see the President of the United States, the most powerful man in the world, doubled over in laughter because of one of your jokes?
I don't look at it that much, but you know, you can fake it.
Yeah. Yep.
Dan Rather, you can next week you can have a clip of Dan Rather.
Yeah, you do a joke about his smile.
Oh, you saw it, yes. I said, there's Dan Rather with his frozen smile. Yeah. He's enjoying the show. And then it cut to him and he had a frozen smile. You watched the whole fucking thing?
Oh yeah, I've watched it a few times.
You research like a motherfucker.
That's widely considered to be the best White House Correspondents' Dinner routine ever.
Oh.
On the internet.
It is?
Big, I think so, yeah.
Well, we put a lot of work into it, that's for sure. Yeah.
Is it fun just speaking to powerful people like that and taking the piss out of them a little bit?
Yeah, I think so, you know, because you can say whatever you want, you know, and sometimes they're doubling over in laughter. I tell you who never doubled over in laughter was that fucking bitch he married. Yeah, you know her?
Yeah.
Salary Rodham.
Yeah, So you're not a fan, I take it, of the next president of the United States?
I just go by personality.
Sure, okay.
Since unless the guy's going, I'm going to bomb, I'm going to go to war. When I was young, Reagan was around. I don't know if he's a good president or not, but he was funny as hell. I remember the funniest thing I heard Reagan say. He got shot, right? Attempted murder. Tried to kill him.
Yeah.
Got out, I don't know what it was. 3 weeks later, he gets out, and he does a press conference at the very site where he was shot. And one reporter asked, does it make you nervous at all that you're standing in the very spot that you were shot? And Reagan goes, well, I don't do an impression of him, but Reagan goes, well, no, I'm not that nervous, but just to be safe, I didn't wear a new shirt. I thought that was the fucking funniest joke I ever heard of a president.
Do you think he would have prepared a line like that? I mean, that just sounds... or was he just that funny?
I think he was like a naturally funny guy, and one of those guys that was an Irish wit. You know, I grew up with Irish and Scottish people, and they had that wit. You know, that quick, bleak kind of gallows humor wit that he had. Yeah.
Well, Norm, I appreciate you coming on the show again today.
Oh, it was fantastic, man. I hope you have me back.
Absolutely.
Now, your third season starts next week.
Next week is the third season. And, no, thank you very much. Always great to have you here supporting
I'd
these
love
shows
to
that
come
I do.
back in 2 months and do the 35th anniversary.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Norm MacDonald, everybody.
Thanks, man.
Thank
Great
you.
to be here.
Good night, everyone. See you next week with Dan Rather.